Good afternoon. Welcome to Tulip Time 2018 and the Children's Parade, or better known in Dutch as Kinderparade. My name is Jim De Boer, and I want to introduce to you, if you don't know him already, this is Aaron Ofseyer from WZZM TV. We're thrilled to have you here, Aaron.
It's a lot of fun to be here. You're the veteran, so I'm going to defer to you in this, but it's a thrill to be here on what has turned out to be a beautiful day. I'm the morning meteorologist at WZZM TV 13 in Grand Rapids, and we're the media sponsor this year. And I'm used to the big parade on Saturday, but this is my first time at the kids' parade.
Yeah, well, you're going to see a boatload of kids. Do you have any idea how many? Has anyone told you?
I've heard thousands.
7,000 kids
Wow.
will be here.
That's a lot of children.
It is. It's amazing. And the parents are like, yay! No. Parents are like lining the parade route, including many, many guests, because Tulip Time brings in 500,000 people for this 7 to 10 day period.
Wow, it's amazing.
Yeah, it is great.
And for those of you watching in Holland and elsewhere, there are a couple other ways you can watch us, facebook.com/Holland, Michigan, and youtube.com/City of Holland.
And we see before us here the police, and they always begin the parade with our honor guard that do an excellent job. They were there yesterday for the governor's luncheon at the DeVos Fieldhouse for Hope College, where the governor spoke, and before he spoke, and before the entire ceremony began, the honor guard came forth, and in complete silence, about 1,000 people watched the flags go up and be mounted. So we certainly respect our police and thank them for their service to our city.
Absolutely. And we're getting started here. This is it, Jim.
I know.
This is where the fun begins.
I know. And being the first, you're gonna get pretty pumped.
Yes.
First of all, we need to thank our Tulip Time sponsors, Johnson Controls and Yang Fang, and to parade chairperson Julie Rock, who have dedicated many hours making today's parade a success. You know, these groups are asked where to put their kids beforehand, blocks away. Parents drive, buses drive in. It's an amazing organism to watch take place. And people are patient, they're willing to wait. And there's some kids saying hi to the camera, they like that. You hear the sirens now, so that's pretty pumped. Facebook.com, Holland, Michigan, or YouTube/City of Holland is how you can watch it today.
All right, and Kinderparade, is that correct?
Kinderparade.
Kinderparade. For our Thursday Kinderparade volunteers from the Holland Rotary Club, Barbara Ford, Booking.com, CARES Team, a Netherlands company with an office in West Michigan, and the Village of Apeldoorn are welcoming guests to the Tulip Time Festival in the grandstands.
Hey, nice job on that Dutch word, dude.
Thank you.
That was impressive. I'm not from the city of Holland originally, from Chicago, but...
Dankjewel.
Yeah, sehr gut. My grandparents came from the Netherlands, so we ended up in Holland for work and just stayed here.
I spent a week in Amsterdam, so that's the extent of my Dutch knowledge.
Very cool. That's on our bucket list.
Yes.
To get there someday. So the police are moving forward here, and this is the honor guard. Again, we thank Johnson Controls and Yangfang for sponsoring our parade today. Yangfang Global Automotive Interior Systems is a global leader in automotive interiors. They redefine how people relax, work, and play in their vehicle interiors today and decades from now. Here's the police on their Segways. Have you ever been on a Segway?
I have. It's a little unnatural, but it's a lot of fun. Once you get the hang of it, it's a lot of fun.
I want to do that. One year we were going to do it, and there was a crash of thunder. We were going to do the rental thing, and then there was thunder, and they denied us from even trying. So one of these days we'll do it again.
Darn it. All right. And the fun is just getting started. All right, so we're looking at, well, I can hear the band behind them.
We can hear them coming, and here's the signs for the Kinderparade and Yangfang, who is our sponsor. And this is the second of 3 parades that we do here in Holland. On Saturday, there will be another parade, all beginning at 2 o'clock.
Now, did they change times for these this year?
A couple years ago. They used to be at 3, and then another was at 2, but then they just established one common time.
2.
So it got to be confusing.
2 for everything.
Yep.
All right.
And this parade's about an hour and a half.
Okay.
The Saturday parade's a good 3 hours, and it's the longest parade in Michigan.
It's a hike. I believe that.
Yeah.
I've done that now. This will be my 8th year. It's a lot of fun, and it's a hike.
So we've got West Ottawa coming into view here. This is their marching band. Mike Hammond and Jay Gainforth are the directors. Drum majors are Petra Brunius Ryan McCoy, Zachary Shoemaker. The color guard captain are Alyssa Lacey and Cece Castillo. This has been another great year for West Ottawa bands. The West Ottawa Symphony Band was one of only 5 school bands invited to play for the Michigan Music Conference in Davos. Let's listen to them as they go by. I never really envy the West Ottawa's band to be a student all dressed in black, especially if the sun's shining.
Yeah, today's nice though. Cloudy skies, it's in the mid-60s. This is nice.
Thanks for bringing this weather in, by the way.
I'm happy to take the credit.
Meteorologist. Yeah. How cool is that? This is the Urbana Fire Department.
Very cool. Look at that. That old fire truck. That's awesome.
And coming into view here should be the Grand Marshal.
Future prepped leadership team.
And this is the pulled by the Holland Community Aquatic Center. And I think this is the Holland Area Aquatic Center float, not the Future Prep. And the millage just went through for them, and they had like 82% support.
That's great. That's great. The Holland Community Aquatic Center provides a variety of swimming instruction, athletic competition, family recreation, and aquatic wellness opportunities for Holland and much of the West Michigan area. And we're moving on to the Dutch dancers.
Yeah, here they are. These dancers are more than 700 Dutch dancers who perform at Tulip Time. Their practices begin already in January. We're deep in snow here. When this town is covered with snow, and they practice all the way through May. They come from 7 high schools from around the area, boy and girl Dutch dancers.
How many pairs of socks do you recommend for your clogs, Jim?
It depends. I use 3, but I know some people that use up to 6, and I'm comfortable in 3.
Okay, that's good to know. All right. So this is the 89th year we've been doing this Tulip Time thing, huh? The big 90th next year. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it is. My wife invited the ambassador for the Netherlands and actually hoped that he will invite the king and queen. But this is a Tulip Time festival, and this is their float, the Kinder Dutch Dancing. They do phenomenal work with those kids. When you see the little ones dance, they have this little song and dance. It is so cute.
It's awesome. All right. By the sound of things, we have another band coming. And it looks like it's Lakeshore Middle School in Grand Haven, Michigan.
Their directors are Brian Ambrose and Ian Novoselic. This is Everflow After, West Michigan, everyone's favorite fairy tale characters. Let's listen to the band as they go by.
All right, here comes Kids Food Basket. They serve approximately 800 students at 5 elementary schools with a nutritious evening meal so they can be their best both in school and in life. They provide a sack supper filled with brain food needed to stay on track in school and concentrate on learning, healthy habits for good choices, lifelong, and a touch of love from community members like you. And when school is off in the summer, they provide meals for a lot of students in West Michigan who might be missing out on those meals.
That's such an important thing to do. We just are so appreciative of them. Here comes Cottage Home. Lindy Lou is a recreation of the Truscott River launch. The river launches, like the Lindy Lou, are used to ply the Black River from 1890s to 1930, carrying guests up to the river to resorts and parks. Check out the boat, a replica of one of it. There's the Lindy Lou. Around the 1900s, 40 to 50s of these launches paraded up and down the river. Here comes the Holland Christian 6th grade band. Sneaking into view, director's Matt Veenstra. One thing I really love about seeing a 6th grade band, this is their very first time they've ever marched in a band, because they start band in either 5th or 6th grade.
Oh, is that right?
So that's amazing.
This is their first parade for many of them.
It is.
And they're followed by the Holland Christian Southside Dutch Art. These elementary students have studied the artistic techniques of the Dutch masters, who have shared their work with the world over the centuries. After studying the artists and their works, these children have created their own variations inspired by those Dutch masters.
Exactly. The Sunflower, which is a very famous painting, and they're holding a painting of the windmill and the dike from the Netherlands. You know, our windmill here that we have on Windmill Island is quite amazing. It's, I'm not sure how many years it's been here, something like 60 years, but if you go up to it, you can see bullet holes in the windmill from World War II.
Wow. Wow. That's incredible.
And a gentleman that used to...
and here are the Dutch masters. There's Vermeer, there's Van Gogh.
Yeah.
Very cool.
All right, so we have Ditto Upscale. They're a nonprofit that endows 2 Christian school systems, Holland and Zeeland Christian, for offered to defray the cost of tuition funding offered every student. They offer upscale, resale, and they strive to maintain upscale inventory of new and gently used items. They do great work. I've been there before. My wife has, shopping and donating to the organization. They do a great job. Their float looks like a greenhouse used in the Netherlands, along with the culture they use from bikes for transportation. So when you were in Amsterdam, did you see a lot of bikers?
A lot of bikers. You gotta be careful, because they're coming from everywhere.
Oh.
Yeah, but they usually have the bells on the front of their bikes, and so you know when they're coming. So
that's cool. Well, like I said earlier, it's on our bucket list someday to get to the Netherlands. Just a chocolate. Welcome. That's what we have on the Holland sign. When you drive into town, it says Holland. And then we were going to say welcome, or should we say welcome? Well, the decision finally was to say the Dutch welcome.
Nice.
That's part of our heritage,
Of
right?
course.
It's kind of identity here. There's
All right.
the pig in the blanket, I bet.
So is this
Right?
there it is, the Holland Christian Rose Park Dutch food. So this is Rose Park Christian School on the north side campus of Holland Christian Schools. It's grown over the years into a preschool through 6th grade learning community with an enrollment of 325 students in preschool through 6th grade.
And coming into view here is the Holland Christian High School Band. The director is Scott Vandenberg. I know Scott extremely well. He's an outstanding person, first of all, let alone a great director of both the band and the orchestra program in the high school, and he does some middle school work as well. They have a long and proud tradition of excellence, whether it be in a concert setting or along the Tulip Time Parade route. Their bands have consistently received top ratings at Michigan School Band and Orchestra Association. In addition, this band and orchestra has traveled and performed in Detroit, Chicago, Florida at Disney World, and at Carnegie Hall. Let's listen as they go by.
behind the band from Holland Christian is the Holland Christian Pine Ridge Flower Fantasy. Leading our flower fantasy is an authentic flower cart filled with potted tulips. The cart's followed by third grade students waving brightly colored flags with painted Dutch flowers. Next is the fourth grade students, some dressed like famous Dutch artists, mixed with students who carry brushes and paint palettes much like artists on the countryside. Our theme, like fields of tulips, should be a splash of various bright colors, bringing a smile to all. And marching with Pine Ridge is a group of 15 homeschoolers called HC Squared. Here they come.
Here they come. See the banner for HC Squared coming into view. And another situation where you have a lot of parents and dedicated teachers outfitting their students in advance and finding the props and storing the props during the year. And here's Holland Christian's float. They say, welcome, explorers. Holland Christian Schools, again, has multi-campuses throughout the area here, of elementary schools, an outstanding middle school, and a gorgeous high school. You walk in the high school, and there's a huge fireplace and an area to eat, and it's just amazing.
All right, and we're gonna get out of the way here. The Holland Christian Middle School Band is almost upon us. Take a listen.
Coming into view here is Imagination Station Bus pulling a float. They are a non-profit, NAEYC accredited childcare in Zeeland. They strive to provide world-class childcare. Here's one of the Holland Christian euphonium players. Imagination Station cares for children from 6 weeks to school age and pride themselves on the fact that children here call us school, not just daycare. There goes Imagination Station.
All right, and on their heels, here comes the Holland Rescue Mission. The Holland Rescue Mission has been serving the Holland community for over 100 years. HRM serves homeless men, women, and children in the 2 shelters. The Gateway Center includes a state-licensed vocational training school that operates a 9-month addiction recovery and vocational training program, as well as 27,000 square foot thrift store. The Gateway store is a great place to shop as well as donate. Your excess becomes a part of someone's progress. What a great mission.
So that Gateway store used to be a Menards building, and when Menards built a new one, Rescue Mission purchased it from Menards, and it is phenomenal inside. It's world class to the point of rescue missions and city missions from across the country come to visit. They get used clothing and they sell it there, but they also send things away and get funding from that too.
That's great.
It's
obviously a nice big space, 27,000 square feet. That's a lot to work with.
And they take care of needy men and women throughout this community and area. Daryl Bartlett is their director. They do an amazing job.
It's fantastic.
This is the Bowerman Blueberries Farm Market. They've been in business since 1954, selling fresh blueberries, strawberries, and garden vegetables. We offer a ready-picked or you-pick blueberries. You ever picked blueberries?
I have.
Have you?
It's a lot of fun.
Isn't it? It's awesome.
Yeah, it's a lot better than picking strawberries.
Yeah. But a lot of people here in this area grew up, it was their first job.
Is that right?
Blueberries. I didn't grow up here, so that wasn't my first job.
Yeah.
But that'd be backbreaking in a sense, right?
For me, especially. I'm 6'6".
Oh, yeah, that's true.
That's why I stay away from the strawberries. All right, Hope College Trio Upward Bound celebrates its 50th anniversary. Happy anniversary.
There's Marvin Younger.
It's a good-looking float.
They do a great job. Lakeshore Family Chiropractic is coming into view. They're a proud sponsor of Dutch Dance this year. Thank you for sponsoring Dutch Dance. The doctors of Lakeshore Family Chiropractic are leading health and wellness advocates and educators in Holland with the belief that the strength of the community depends on the health of its residents.
And behind them, the Lakeshore area homeschools Dutch music, traditional Dutch music, and instruments, and they sound great.
This is kind of a new, look at they're pulling a calliope like. We have one of those organs at Windmill Island.
And that's followed by the biggest wooden shoes I've ever seen.
You're right. That is amazing. Those wooden shoes. Elzinga and Volkers had those made last year, and
That's amazing.
I just think they're the coolest thing. I want to ride one. I mean, who doesn't want to ride that?
That's great.
And they have those parked right outside of Elzinga Volkers on 6th Street, not too far from here.
Now, do you need to wear extra socks riding in those?
Probably extra clothes to fit in.
Extra clothes.
Otherwise, you slide out. No, they're a great company. And coming into view here is Makatawa Bank with their traditional boat float. They're headquartered in Holland, Michigan. Makatawa, named after the lake Makatawa, which means Black Lake by the Indians, offers a full range of banking, retail, and commercial lending, wealth management, and e-commerce solutions to individuals, businesses, and government entities from a network of 26 full-service branches located throughout the community in Kent, Ottawa, and northern Allegan County. They have a local management team. They do a great job. I know a number of people that I know bank there. Is one of their banks, a community local bank. We so appreciate that.
And they're followed by a radio station, Midwest Communications WHCC 1450, and the new 99.7 FM and 92.7 The Van.
They think they're a band, but they're playing a band. And there's Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A came to town this year, brand new. Let me talk about this next group coming. This is Holland Public Schools 6th and 7th grade band, and the directors are Andy Bikema and Bethany Van Oss. Let's listen to them as they go by.
It's a tight run ship.
That is really amazing for 6th grade.
Yeah.
I mean, these kids they're not even 2 years into learning their instruments and they're playing already.
It's awesome.
Next comes Holland Heights. And I used to teach at this school, so I know a few of the kids. Our principal, Kevin Durr, he does a great job for Holland Heights. And there's Brian Davis, the superintendent for Holland Public Schools, Walker with Holland Heights. So great to see these students from Holland Heights. Their theme is Mother Goose Goes Dutch. Great to see them.
There's the 3 blind mice.
Hey, good to see you.
The students are screaming, "Come back, Mr. De Boer."
Yeah, thank you. I'd love to. See you. He's wearing a hamburger on his hat, and they're chasing the book teacher, the baker, and candlestick maker. They're reenacting.
There's a teacher in a shoe over there.
Oh, look at that. Teacher in a shoe. Go figure.
All right. The butcher, the baker, and the candlestick maker. Great. Very creative.
It's great. Here's the 5th grade teachers. Awesome job.
All right. The Holland Public Language Academy. Languages bring us together. From our smiles and actions to our words and conversations, we use language to grow closer to our friends and neighbors. The 1st through 5th grade marchers from Holland Language Academy are carrying illustrations of common items along with corresponding speech bubbles to show the names of items in English, Spanish, and Dutch. Holland Language Academy serves grades K through 7 and is located in the former Van Raalte School. It offers Spanish immersion instruction in a unique design and setting.
Wow, this is pretty cool. I've not seen this before. This is a new display. Good job, guys. Good to see you. Hey, guys.
You're kind of a big deal, Mr. De Boer.
Well, I used to teach there. What do you say? This is East now, and this is the East K7 school. However, next year, East will be just a middle school. We're going from K7 schools to K5 schools, and East will be a 6th and 7th and 8th grade school.
Cool.
And there goes Nick, our principal of the school.
And so these are representations, these windmills, of the beloved Deswan windmill, right?
Exactly. Which means the swan.
Wow.
The beautiful windmill. We did a recording, a YouTube video on there one year on the windmill. There was a recording we made once that was for the guy in Grand Rapids that
How's it going?
did all these cool recordings.
And
Yay! Hi, Shelly.
here comes the cheese.
Awesome. Good to see you. Good to see you.
What's
So
the correct
good.
pronunciation of Gouda?
Gouda.
Oh, it is. Okay.
Yes. Gouda cheese.
Okay.
Hi. Good to see you, Mrs. Ricketts.
All
Well,
right.
We've got a little gap in the
There
parade.
appears to be a gap. Yeah.
While we have the gap, you can see to your right now in view kind of a construction area.
Yeah.
And this is very, very exciting. In fact, the building you see that's kind of a blue background, that building's going to be raised fairly soon. You can maybe even see the crane in the background. But this area here, right by us, is going to be an 11 movie theaters.
Awesome.
Is going to be in here.
Mixed-use development, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's going to be condos in there. But the unique thing about the theaters, not only will it have the really lush, cush back seats, they will feed you.
What?
You order from the theater.
You don't have to get up.
Waiters, waitresses will bring you the food,
Wow.
like whatever you want, like a meal,
Like king and queen.
like king and queen.
That's amazing. And so before us, we talked about this earlier, before us last year was a strip mall at this time, right?
Exactly. For many years.
Yeah.
So we've got a construction firm that's building a whole new area. In fact, the city is putting in a parking lot, and you can't quite see that, but it's right next to the Civic Center, which will greatly help the Civic Center, because the Civic Center will be redone this fall. It's like a $14 million redo. It's going to have air conditioning. It's going to all be ADA compliant, and it's going to have a farmer's market year-round. So usable for many different things in the
great.
city. You can
That's
rent
great.
it, and yeah, phenomenal.
So is it going to be an indoor market space as well? Because
Yes.
we have, I don't know if you know, we have a lot of snow here.
Yeah, but we have snow melt.
I've heard about this.
In Grand Rapids
You
doesn't have snow.
Well, we have one street,
Oh, do you?
Monroe Center. But yes,
Okay.
you're right.
Yeah,
yes.
we've got all the downtown
That's
snow
great.
melted, which is really cool because we can actually expand 5 times what we have today, and it goes 5.5 miles what we have today. And we had 2 different provinces from Canada come last year to see how we did it.
Wow.
Now you'd think Canada would be ahead of us. Holland, Michigan is the largest snowmelt system in North America.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the whole concept came from an industrialist, Ed Prince, who visited Germany, saw it in action, thought, why doesn't the city do this? Proposed it, the city researched it, came back, we couldn't afford it. And he said, well, what if I give $500,000 toward it? When that happened, the city said yes. And they voted yes for it. Let me talk about the group coming into view, if you would, because I know this director very, very well. Aaron, this is Bethany Vanos. She is the new director of the high school marching band and all the bands at Holland High School. Bethany taught for years in the middle school, and she still, I think, does one class in the middle school. The Holland Eye Marching Dutchmen are renowned for their marching in traditional Dutch wooden shoes for all 3 tulip parades annually. This year, the band is alternating between playing the signature song, Tip Throw Through the Tulips, made famous by, you remember the artist on Johnny Carson back in the day?
Don't. Oh, Tiny Tim.
Yeah, you got it, Tiny Tim.
The ukulele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so with that, they're going to also do Prince's Let's Go Crazy, arranged by Holland High School alumni and brothers, Andrew Dupree and Kevin Dupree, who are great musicians, drummers, pianists. Andrew's at Hope College right now as a freshman. He just killed it his first year. The Highland High School Marching Band has performed in the Tournament of Roses Parade twice, the Indy 500 pre-race parade 6 times, and at Disney World 11 times, Disneyland twice, Thanksgiving parades in Detroit and Chicago. In addition, the Holland High School Marching Band has participated in performances for 4 U.S. presidents, as well as for Princess Margriet of the Netherlands. You can hear the wooden shoes go by. Check out the kick. You
Wow.
should go out there, dude. You could do this.
No, there's no way I can do that. I'm not particularly flexible. So we talked about this earlier. The Saturday parade is 3 miles long. How long is this parade?
I think this parade is the same distance.
Is it? Okay.
No, this parade is shorter than Saturday, but Saturday's I think is longer than. This is Sarah Cox, the choir director at Holland Public Schools, carrying her children in the red Dutch shoe. There's Bethany, their director, walking by now. Well, if you live by any of the public schools or Christian schools in the spring and you try to sleep in the morning, you may not be able to because they're out there practicing usually first thing. And here's the school that I taught at. What's this, Tim? West. Good to see you. And their theme is Dutch literature. Good to see the fifth graders. Yes. Go ahead, you can talk.
Holland West K through 7 schools are proud to represent Dutch literature. You will notice that some of the fifth through first graders are carrying books that illustrate well-known children's stories. Some students are carrying waves and wooden shoe boats. The students are looking for the famous ghost ship, the Flying Dutchman. In fact, Hope College's mascot is also the Flying Dutchman.
Hi,
and by the
Mrs.
sounds of
Coyer's
things,
class.
hi
guys. Good to see you.
Jim is apparently taught at every school in the Holland area.
Good to see you.
What school haven't you taught at in Holland?
I think I taught at them all. Even the ones that are knocked down today. Mr. Ellenboss, good to see you. Good to see you. And here comes Jefferson School. Oh, is that cute? Principals Maria Yoder. And they are doing the bulb to bloom. A little maypole with Mrs. Vandevussie. Good to see you. Mrs. Meyer, and there's Mr. Quincy Bird, you see on the screen, walking with his kids. He's on the city council. We so appreciate having Quincy on the council. There's Mr. Quincy Bird and his son Ethan, the great baseball player. And Tulip is the theme for Jefferson School. Tulip Delivery Service.
Awesome.
Mrs. Chamness, good to see you.
And they're followed by Zeeland Christian School, directed by Kevin Schoenwill. The Zeeland Christian Middle School Marching Band, a long history of local parade appearances in the local area. The school recently began its second century of providing Christ-centered education to over 1,100 students.
You know,
Here they come.
Zeeland Christian really started the whole Spanish immersion program in this area. Let's listen to them.
One, two, three, four.
Okay, this is Spring Lake Public Schools POPs. Students and teachers walking to support and show pride in their peer-to-peer programs. These programs link students with special needs. Next is the Hope Network Center for Autism, which is amazingly important. Provides evidence-based therapy to children diagnosed with autism. They've provided over 140,000 hours in applied behavior analysis.
And here comes Chan's Martial Arts, a positive place to develop life skills, changing and empowering today's students for a better tomorrow. Chan's Martial Arts has been in Holland since 2003, and thanks you, Holland, as they are celebrating 15 years of service to our community.
So when did you get your black belt?
Last Tuesday.
Okay, yeah, I got mine at Kohl's.
Did you?
Yeah. I did take karate once.
That was a dad joke.
So you know anything about this float coming into view, Aaron?
They look familiar, yeah. The big media sponsor of today's, of the entire Tulip Time Festival is 13 on Your Side. I am the morning meteorologist there, and it's a thrill to be the sponsor this year for WZZM. It's been a lot of fun. We've been out here many of those 89 years, and we're back again for more.
Well, we're really grateful that you are. On behalf of the City of Holland, thank you for sponsoring. And we thank Yang Feng and Johnson Controls for being the sponsor of the entire parade. Coming to view here is West Ottawa Walk-a-Zoo, and you see Sinterklaas.
I don't know that one.
Yeah, Sinterklaas is the Dutch version of Santa Claus. When he comes to the Netherlands on a steamboat from Spain, he brought with him presents for all the children and adults. He rides on a white horse over the rooftops, not a sled, listening at the chimneys to hear if the children have been good. If so, he puts goodies into the children's wooden shoes. Celebrating Sinterklaas's birthday is the biggest, most exciting party in the land. They also recently celebrated the King's birthday in the Netherlands. We had the opportunity to go to Chicago for an evening celebration. That was so fun.
Here comes West Ottawa Lakewood. Tulips are blooming. The Lakewood Elementary School, a place where students learn to be college, career, and life ready. Lakewood is a very special elementary school that is focused on high student achievement, quality instruction, providing a safe and caring environment. Since Lakewood began over 100 years ago, we have been known as a school with immense community support. Our volunteers help create a nurturing, supportive learning environment for all kids.
Check this view out. It's amazing. Just solid children.
It's
Grades.
amazing. And what did you say, 7,000?
7,000 children are in this parade today. And these young ones here, these are 1st through 5th graders and their teachers and a few parent supporters, which is huge. And at the end of this parade, you have 7,000 children.
Wow.
So at the end, there's one bus group after the next, picks them up by school district. There's a Holland Public School teacher walking with the group, and I just kind of looked at him, and he's like, "That's my child in here." So I'm like, "That's pretty cool."
The bubbles are here as well. That's always a huge hit. I've got a 5-year-old and a 3-year-old at home, and nothing excites them like bubbles.
Exactly. It's bubble stuff, right?
Yeah.
Well, you can hear the drum cadence because the West Ottawa Public Schools 8th grade band is coming into view. Their directors are Heidi Konjorski and Jenna Schroeder. They're a driven 8th grade band from both West Ottawa Harbor Lights. Let's listen. Here's Pine Creek, West Ottawa's elementary school, celebrating the King's birthday in the Netherlands. And the King just had a birthday last week. And it's a huge celebration. They shut down everything, big parties. They had a party in Grand Rapids. All the Dutch people got together. They recognize you, Aaron.
They do. And Jim, I'm going to need some help with this next one. This is a mouthful.
Okay. So I'll try my best on the Dutch. I think I've got it. This is West Ottawa Lakeshore. This is Elfstedentocht. Elfstedentocht is the Dutch word for 11 towns race. Years ago, when the canals in the Netherlands would freeze over, an ice skating race was held with participants racing through 11 towns for a distance of 125 miles.
Wow, that's a lot.
It is. Lakeshore School recreates this race with students using rollerblades. For that long? You wonder. Some students will be participating as townspeople from the towns. They may be race starters, or sell hot chocolate, or pea soup to the racers, or participate as one of the camera crew at the finish line. So you can see they're holding their banners like where they're at, 22 kilometers, and the name of the city, Leeuwarden. Look at the smiles on their faces, though. Do they like this? They have so much fun
This is
being
great.
in a parade.
The costumes are amazing. The music's wonderful, and I'm also learning a little Dutch. This is great.
There you go. But you knew Dutch coming in today. I was impressed.
Just the hello, goodbye, thank you.
That's basically what you need to know going
Yeah.
in, right? So these kids just love being in the parade. And they're doing a good job, like lining up. Sometimes the kids have to hold the banners, and they can get tired and holding a banner, even though for us it might be light, but for them it's a big deal. There's another maypole.
There's another May Day. Yeah, this is West Ottawa, North Holland May Day. North Holland School celebrates May Day, the festival on the 1st of May, greets the arrival of spring and welcomes the renewal of nature. In 15th century Europe, May Day festivities mark the occasion with dances around the maypole. North Holland students dance around colorful maypoles, while others march with floral designed flags and streamers.
Here comes the 7th grade band of West Ottawa. You can see the majorettes here. Heidi Kanjorski and Jenna Schroeder, again, are directors. And they're going to be playing Michael Brown's arrangement of Sweet Caroline today.
Not Neil Diamond.
Not Neil Diamond, no. That's a good point, because the Neil Diamond number would be probably more well-known, right? Coming into view here is Great Lakes, West Ottawa Great Lakes School. Their theme is Festival Mundial. Together we are one is the motto of Festival Mundial, which takes place in Tilburg in the Netherlands. The focus is on celebrating cultures from all corners of the globe. The flags represent the many countries of our world. There are over 150 Great Lakes students and adults in this year's parade, and I can believe that. This is a big school. What a great turnout.
And they're followed by West Ottawa Woodside Keukenhof. Keukenhof, or the Garden of Europe, is a famous flower exhibition and festival that takes place every spring. The world's best gardeners show off their green thumbs with over 7 million bulbs across more than 60 acres. The landscape boasts intricate arrangements of flowers, including roses, lilies, daffodils, and of course tulips. Keukenhof welcomes more than 1 million visitors each year.
The Keukenhof is an amazing festival. I would love to go there, but it's world renowned. My parents went there once, and it's phenomenal.
Awesome.
This is the West Ottawa Bookmobile, and sponsored by the West Ottawa Education Association. And that bus goes around throughout the summer and stops at different locations. Kids can get on the bus, grab some books to read instead of finding their way to the library, which they may not be able to get to. This brings the books to them because
the library comes to you.
Exactly, we want kids to read.
That's great. That's great. There's Clifford on the side. There's Curious George.
Yeah.
And the bus driver has a great mustache on as well.
So did you have a bus like this when you were growing up?
I wish I did.
Yeah, me too.
It's amazing.
Awesome. Good to see you. Here's a vehicle, a Crown Honda vehicle. They sponsor a number of vehicles in this parade. We're thankful for Crown Motors and all their efforts, and they're donating vehicles to be used and decals. Holland Sentinel Media Group is their source for local news and information. They help us salute the amazing teachers in this area. Teachers are just had a teacher day this Tuesday, so that's pretty cool. We're very thankful for Crown Motors
Absolutely.
sponsorship.
And is this South Olive Christian?
Yep.
South Olive Christian School, located just north of Holland, a farming community providing farm-to-table delicatessens. We love to show our school, and cultural spirit in our agricultural theme of chickens, eggs, milk, cows, and even a pig. Dutch farmers sustain their country, and we are proud to represent them in our own farming community.
And here's Eagle Crest. Great Lighthouses of the Netherlands is their theme. and they have an eagle for their mascot. 150 enthusiastic students celebrating this year's Kinderparade. They're great lighthouses of the Netherlands. Have you ever been to Big Red here in Holland?
Of course, yeah.
It's just the coolest place.
It's
I've only
stunning.
been in there once.
I've not been inside, no.
Okay.
No.
There's a couple days a week you can walk over there. They allow you in. It's pretty cool.
Cool.
Used to be so well known that as the lighthouse.
And here comes Eagle Crest Charter Academy's band, directed by Chris Taylor. Here they come.
Here comes the Ottawa County Sheriff's Office, their marine unit, vehicle, and boat. I have not ever needed to be rescued out on the lake because I don't own a boat. I've been in a few, but the work that they do is hugely important. There's always times throughout the year, whether there's undertows or boats get swamped by water, that there's an issue, and they come and rescue people as best they can. So grateful for their service.
Absolutely. And here comes the Rotary Club of some Rotary Club. Welcome Rotarians.
The Rotary Club of Holland was admitted to membership the 11th of March in 1920, so they've been around the area for quite some time. And this is an exchange group that the Rotary group is doing. They do great work.
And riding on the float are members of the exchange program, inbound students from Brazil, Thailand, Japan, and outbound students from Switzerland.
And here's these classic old roadsters.
Wow.
Love it, love it.
Wow.
Great to see.
Good driving glasses, too, on them.
And this is the Rotary Club of Holland. They also sponsor the old car show. Coming into view here is Zeeland High School Marching Band. I want to talk about this band before they come into view. I taught at Zeeland High School for 10 years back in the 80s, and their director, Keith Walker, this is his last year teaching. So this is his second to the last parade. And he has done a phenomenal job as the director of the Zeeland bands. There's 200 students in this band, grades 9 to 12, representing two high schools, their East and West High School. The band has participated in Tulip Parade since 1930s, making it the second oldest participant behind Holland High School.
That's great.
You can see Keith here on the left walking into view, his brown shirt. We appreciate all your years of service, Mr. Walker. Great sound, Zeeland. Outstanding sound.
Did you notice a couple of tuba players had the awards from past Tulip Time parades?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's a nice touch.
It is.
Yeah.
It is very cool. Here's 5 Star Lakeshore, the real estate organization. They do a great job helping people find places to live in the Holland, Zeeland area. And you know what? It's tough to find a spot to live. It's a seller's market.
It absolutely is. It's a tough market. And behind 5 Star is Love Sews, a mission to make and provide custom quilts to those facing challenging life circumstances in hopes of creating strength, hope, and a little bit of joy for the recipients. We are a Christian nonprofit organization that works with individuals who are facing tough times. Love Sews Ministry was established in March 2013. By the end of 2017, our volunteers had completed more than 700 quilts that have been donated to individuals and families.
Wow.
Amazing.
And coming into view is an old truck, and it's Overijssel Lumber, providing quality building materials to West Michigan since 1925. I'm not sure it's that vintage truck 1925,
Not
but
quite that old.
it's pretty classic, I'll
It
tell you
is.
that. They also sell Traeger grills. Have you heard of a Traeger grill?
I have no idea.
No,
What is
must
that?
be pretty fancy type drill.
Huh.
I know Weber and a few others, but
And here comes the Gracie Brave Foundation. Our mission for Gracie Brave is to help families, church leaders, teachers, and health professionals how to teach children core values that will give them confidence and strengthen self-esteem. And behind them is Corpus Christi.
Diamonds of the Amsterdam is their theme. Corpus Christi is a Catholic school that pays tribute to Amsterdam, the city of diamonds, and their 5th grade students are wearing red, white, and black to symbolize the flag. They respect the rich heritage and craftsmanship of the original Dutch settlers in the Holland community. Corpus Christi Catholic School welcomes all children, enriches their knowledge, nurtures their faith, and builds their character in a Catholic Christian school environment.
And we appear to be in a bottleneck right now.
Yeah, we have not had too many of those.
Oh,
But
very smooth so far.
longer time to have somebody's face on camera, right?
That's right.
How
that's
fun is
right.
that?
And speaking of which, a couple ways you can watch this: Facebook.com, Holland, Michigan, and YouTube.com, City of Holland.
And we want to thank Johnson Controls and Yang Fang again for sponsoring this parade and employing so many men and women in the Holland community. We so appreciate that company here. And
here
there's their
comes
float.
the Corpus Christi float.
Very cool.
Well done.
They do it upright.
All right, now here comes the Wellspring Lutheran Service float, or rather a contingent. Hope flows through us. We are a foster care agency serving West Michigan. We believe every child deserves a loving family to care for them unconditionally, and we're committed to finding families that are passionate about meeting this need. Visit weneedfosterparents.com for more information.
Coming into view here is the Holland Jurassic Jeep Adventures. I didn't even know about this.
Does that mean there's dinosaurs in the Holland area, Jim?
There are, yeah. You have to. They come out around 1 a.m.
Do
They're
they?
nocturnal, yeah. Hand-built garage replica Jurassic Park Jeep. Cool, made by Henry Herber, part of the Jurassic Park Motor Pool, the Michigan division.
That's great.
That is pretty cool. Now we're supposed to have the mosquito squad here. Do you see them coming into view? You think that's it? Because I don't see any mosquitoes. Did you keep those away too, part of your forecast today?
I saw a couple this morning on the weather deck, so unfortunately I think they're,
Did you see
they're
it?
starting to appear.
Oh my.
Yeah, yeah.
You think it'll be a good year or what kind of mosquito year?
I think we've had plenty of rain, so as long as they're standing water, they'll be back.
They'll breed, right?
Yeah.
Well, here there's mosquito squad.
So the mosquito squad will be staying busy.
They will. You can hear the band come and see them coming into view here. This is the Cityside Middle School Band, Zeeland Public Schools. Their directors are Aaron Good and Jill Mewson assists with the band. I'll be seeing Jill actually a little bit later today. The Cityside Band is a longtime participant in the Tulip Time parades. The band has been part of commissioning 3 new pieces of music. Aaron Good does just a simply outstanding job as their director. Let's listen. So how many times have you heard a band sing?
That was impressive.
That was.
Yeah.
That was very
A
impressive.
little Bon Jovi there. All right, here comes Cavalry Schools Fishing. Cavalry Schools of Holland has 2 campuses housing students from K through 4. And through the 12th grade, the Plasman campus is part of the Ambleside Schools international base based on Charlotte Mason's educational approach. In honor of the Dutch tradition of fishing, students are carrying fish that have been handcrafted. Our young students are riding in style on the pontoon while our executive director is heading out to catch the big one.
And
And they also have bicycles.
Fifth graders usually get to ride a bike.
Yeah, older students are riding their bikes, decorated with bright colors, enticing the fish to bite. I don't see any fish just yet.
No, they might have to go a little bit closer to the lake, and
Yeah.
they're headed that direction, so
They
that's
are.
a good thing. And this is part of their, this is the float for Calvary School.
Right.
It's a literal float because it's on a pontoon boat. How's that?
Nice.
They can just go right into the lake and carry the parade right on.
They're ready to go.
And if you notice, there's tulips featured on many of the floats in this parade. On Saturday, when we have the big music parada, that's when you see bands from all over the Midwest, basically. You see them from Ohio, Chicago area. It's great. And this is BVW Property Management. It's a Holland-based company offering full-service management of long-term rentals, condos, homeowners association, vacant rentals, and renovation projects throughout West Michigan.
And another band, Creekside Middle School. Creekside Middle School, Zeeland Public Schools, the director, Nicole Byer. Here they come.
Good job, Creekside. And the sun is out, full blast. How great is that?
Beautiful, beautiful day.
Okay, this is First United Methodist Church Vacation Bible School. And their theme this year is shipwrecked. Here comes Jim and his crew floating by and having a lot of fun. And this is their Bible school. Dates are July 26 to 28. So check out First United Methodist Church for your kids this summer for those days.
And they are followed closely by the Vanderbilt Academy Voyage to the New World. Vanderbilt students are depicting the Dutch settlers, the kindergarten and first grade students carrying blue ropes to represent the voyage across the ocean. The second and third grade students are carrying items they took with them on the voyage, like axes, saws, wooden shoes, and tulips. The fourth graders are carrying signs that tell about their voyage.
Again, just an absolute slew of children.
Unbelievable.
It's a sea of children. It's just wonderful. I love their faces. Do they like being on TV? Look at them
think they do.
wave to the cameras. This is such a big deal for these kids. And no, I did not teach her.
There's one school you haven't taught at. It's crazy the diversity of wooden shoes. You've seen it in vehicle form. We've seen it in wagons. We've seen it on feet.
And here comes the Vanderbilt Voyager Band. Don Havarian is their director. They go through intense training for Tulip Time Parade twice a week.
And they're followed by the Ottawa Area Center Tulips and Wooden Shoes. The Ottawa Area Center is a school that serves students with physical and mental impairments and provides them with adaptive instruction to enhance their quality of life. The students enjoy the excitement of participating in the Kinderparade. They enjoy wearing the Dutch costumes and hearing the cheering of the parade spectators. This is our 25th year participating in the parade, and we've added our school mascot, Ollie, the owl, to our marchers.
Did I miss Ollie? I didn't see Ollie go by. Maybe Ollie is still coming.
It's a big contingent,
I'll tell
so
you.
maybe he's...
The teachers at this at Ottawa Area Center are phenomenal. I used to take my choir when the high school students to that Ottawa Area Center every year, and it was such a joy to see the children just love the music, and it was a great exposure for the kids too.
Absolutely.
And these teachers are dedicated through and through. They care for these kids as if they were their own.
That's fantastic. And a great variety of vehicles that they're riding on as well.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah.
From bikes to a three-wheel thing
Yeah.
that looks awfully cool to be
great.
on. That's so cool. We're marching toward the end here, literally and figuratively. Coming, and this is the end of the Ottawa Area District section of the parade.
Oh, here comes Ollie. I see Ollie.
And we didn't miss Ollie, did we?
No.
That's good. Hi, Ollie. Ollie's pretty famous.
Ollie's very popular.
Hi, Ollie.
Ollie!
And another float, Ottawa Intermediate School District, with tulips and more students and teachers riding in the float, going by us as we speak. So after that Ottawa Intermediate District, you will see the Borculo Christian School coming into view. Directors is Caleb Waters. Borculo Christian School's 60th anniversary, and they're celebrating God's faithfulness through the decades. They leave Borculo with a strong understanding of the Bible and God's Word. Let's listen to them as they go by. They may be playing. I hear a cadence right now. Let's see if they play. And the Holland Optimists Club coming into view. I feel pretty good about that group, don't you?
Yeah, I prefer them to the Pessimist Club.
Reliable Cycle is still in business. It's not downtown anymore, but it's still in business. And they sell all kinds of fun things to do with 2 wheels, or 3 wheels, or 4 wheels.
They have some fun toys there too.
They got electric bikes.
Awesome.
So cool. ReliableSport.com. And coming into view now is the wonderful HPD, Department of Public Safety, the fire department led by Chief Chris Tinney. They do just a great job, but it's tradition to always have the fire truck come at the end of the parade. Aaron, what'd you think of your first Kinderparade?
Incredible. A lot of great energy. The weather couldn't have been better.
Oh, I know. Thanks to you for that.
Yes, I'm happy to take all the credit for that. But just a fantastic day. So is this the traditional ending? The fire truck comes by?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You bet.
Awesome.
Now, there'll be different endings for Saturday's parade because there's horses in the Saturday parade. There's
Lots of
Clydesdales,
horses, yes.
too. So make sure you check it out on Saturday. 2 o'clock is the parade, and you can watch the parade at
Facebook.com/Holland, Michigan, and YouTube.com/City of Holland. Thank you for all your help and your help on the Dutch pronunciations. I couldn't have done it without you.
Well, thank you, Aaron. Thanks for being here, and thanks for your sponsorship, too.
Of course.
Of this parade. You guys are awesome. And thanks for citizens of Holland and those who are viewing today. Thank you for being here. Come out on Saturday and enjoy Tulip Time. The weather's great.